Welcome to the Dragon Archive, where Chinese history is told through story, evidence, and the shadows left behind. In the last story, the first emperor sent ships across the sea to search for immortality, but the sea gave no answer. So the search turned inward, not toward islands, not toward distant gods, but toward the emperor's own palace. A man named Lu Sheng told Qin Shi Huang that the immortals were difficult to reach because harmful forces stood in the way. He said the ruler should sometimes travel in secret to avoid evil spirits. And then he gave the emperor a dangerous idea. If the place where the ruler lived was known by his ministers, it would harm the divine. Only when no one knew where the emperor was, perhaps the elixir of immortality could be obtained. To most people, this would sound like superstition, but to Qin Shi Huang, it offered something more powerful, a system. If death was an enemy, then secrecy could become a wall. If spirits could be avoided, then palaces could become weapons. If immortality required isolation, then the empire itself could be redesigned around the emperor's disappearance. And so Qin Shi Huang accepted the idea. Around Xianyang, hundreds of palaces and halls were connected by covered roads and hidden corridors. Curtains, bells, drums, and attendants filled them. The emperor could move from one place to another without being seen. Anyone who revealed where he stayed could be put to death. Then Qin Shi Huang went even further. He said he admired the true man, a being who could enter water without getting wet, enter fire without being burned, ride the clouds, and live as long as heaven and earth. From then on, he called himself True Man, not Zhen, not the ordinary imperial I. The ruler who had once stood at the center of the world was now trying to vanish from it. This is where the story becomes darker, because the search for immortality did not make Qin Shi Huang more free. It made him more trapped. He conquered kingdoms, he built roads, he unified laws, but in the end, he began to live like a hunted man inside his own empire. Perhaps that is the paradox of absolute power. The more a ruler controls the world, the more he fears the parts of it he cannot control. And death was the one border Qin Shi Huang could not redraw. Thanks for watching The Dragon Archive. Every story here begins in the shadows, but returns to the records. If you want more stories from Chinese history, emperors, rebels, assassins, philosophers, and forgotten kingdoms, follow the archive. The past is not gone. It is waiting to be read again.